X39 has really changed my life. I'm not stuck at home in pain in bed. I'm out here with my friends and enjoying my family.
Big thank you to Lifeway for helping me, helping my family, and helping the 100 people now in our team who are using Lifeway daily and their families. Big thank you. Love the products.
And I have energy through the roof.
I sleep better. I have so much more energy.
Throughout the day, I can focus better. I can concentrate in my work.
Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday evening introduction to LifeWave and X39. I'm your co-host, Robin Blanc-Mascari, and this evening what we're going to do is Gregory's going to show a short presentation. There, oops, he came and he left. He's in Hawaii, so what do we do? Gregory will do a short presentation. We'll follow it up with our special practitioner and guest of the evening, Dr. Jeffrey Hubbard. And then we open things up for you guys to share stories, and we love hearing your stories. So first of all, let me just turn things over to Gregory. And I want to do a special welcome to anyone who's brand new this evening. If you are, you might want to have a pencil in hand because there's some great information coming your way. Over to you, honey.
All right. Thanks, Robin. Good evening, everyone. We're very excited to be able to share this information about LifeWave and X39 and our breakthrough technology and the power of the patches. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And tonight we're going to be talking about activating stem cells. And, you know, I'll share a personal realization I came to a number of years ago. I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, and that's younger. Okay. And I also want to welcome you to the stem cell revolution, because we believe everyone wants to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And we found that stem cells are the key because they're a vital part of our immune system that helps to repair and regenerate all the damaged cells in our organs, glands, bones, skin, everywhere throughout our entire body. Here's the problem, though. The problem is the older we get, the fewer stem cells we have. And by age 60, only a small percentage remain. And sadly, the fewer stem cells we have, the faster we age and the slower we heal. Now, what about stem cell injections? They become quite popular, but you know what? They can be expensive, painful, risky, controversial. And you know what? There's no guaranteed results. You could spend tens of thousands of dollars and maybe not get the results you are after. Well, we've got some really good news for you tonight. That is, you can look, feel, perform, and live younger with a historic breakthrough in stem cell technology. It's new wearable technology in patch form. It's affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, it's non-drug. It's a patented form of phototherapy that uses specific frequencies of light to increase and improve our stem cell activity. Now, this is the brainchild of David Schmidt, our visionary founder and CEO of LifeWave. And David's not only a brilliant scientist and researcher, he's also a genius inventor with over 130 patents and patents pending. And David has actually been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 20 years. He's already conducted over 80 clinical studies proving the efficacy of our LifeWave phototherapy patches, and many more are always in the works. And that's because LifeWave is a 20-year-old advanced technology research and development company focused in the health sciences field. It was founded back in 2004 based on an energy-enhancing technology developed by David for Navy SEALs to increase their strength, stamina, performance without using drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. And it turned out to be so effective that same technology is now used by world-class athletes around the world in almost every sport. I'm proud to tell you we have a corporate headquarters, laboratory, and manufacturing in California, Utah, and Ireland. And we have global distribution to 75 countries with over 15 global distribution centers. And the latest one is now in South Korea. So the word is getting out about us, and LifeWave has been so effective. It's now used by pro and amateur athletes around the world in almost every sport. The media has begun to notice, and you know what? You might also, if you look carefully at the bodies of some of your favorite athletes, maybe the upcoming Super Bowl, you might see these auspicious little white patches, and that is the LifeWave phototherapy technology. So real quickly, let's talk about how this amazing technology works. And it's based on a type of light therapy called photobiomodulation. That's kind of a mouthful, but very simply put, LifeWave patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and crystals. When applied or near the body, they're activated by our body heat. They then begin to re-emit very specific targeted wavelengths of light, which stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in our body. This is known as photobiomodulation, and this is the basis of our LifeWave phototherapy patches. Now, it's been a well-recognized and proven scientific principle that specific frequencies of light can cause very specific changes within our body. For example, we all know that when we go out in the sun, a frequency of light causes our body to make vitamin D. We don't get a vitamin D download from the sun. We get a light frequency download, and our body then manufactures vitamin D. Likewise, another frequency of light, UV, causes our body to make melanin, the chemical that gives us a suntan. Well, LifeWave's patented technology is based on the same rock-solid, widely recognized scientific principle. Now, our focus for the last 16 years has been in the field of anti-aging and regenerative science. And in 2019, we released to the global market the LifeWave X39 stem cell activation patch. And this truly is a historic and affordable breakthrough in stem cell technology. Some are calling it the holy grail of anti-aging and restorative science, because we are actually doing what the multi-billion-dollar companies and big pharma have not been able to do. And that is X39 activates a very specific copper peptide that then in turn activates our body's own stem cells, while also altering gene expression towards a younger and more vibrant you. Now, this truly is a game changer, and X39 activates our stem cells. And our founder and inventor and CEO, David Schmidt, says, "This is my greatest accomplishment yet," with an emphasis on yet, because David spends more time in the laboratory than he does in an office. And yes, we have the patents. Yes, we have clinical studies. Yes, we have field results proving that LifeWave is actually, X39 is actually turning back our biological clock, helping people to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And for us baby boomers like myself, this is very, very exciting news. So that being said, I'm going to turn this over to my darling and my partner in life and my wife, Robin, who's going to introduce our special guest doctor tonight. So thanks, honey, and over to you.
Well, thank you, Gregory. It's always a treat to see that. I really appreciate it. And, you know, it just gives a really beautiful overview of this very special company and this amazing technology. I mean, a lot of us, yes, what?
One more thing I wanted to say.
What?
We want to invite anyone that has a testimonial. If you'd like to raise your hand, and you can go down in the bottom of your screen into reactions and raise your hand. And after Robin introduces our doctor, we'll be taking some testimonials and she'll explain some of the details, but that will enable me to identify you and promote you to a panelist. So you'll be able to turn your camera on and, you know, turn your microphone on, but please don't do that until we call on you. So there you go, Robin, back over to you.
Oh, thank you, honey. Yes, we do. Your stories are amazing. I mean, every day we have our call on Monday morning. We call it the Monday Morning Miracle Call, because that's what we get to hear. And it's so wonderful to hear miracle stories in our world these days. So let me jump in and introduce our special guest this evening. This is a man I've gotten to know over the last several years, and he has just got a huge, huge heart of service, and he is here to help everybody. His name is Dr. Jeff Hubbard, or Jeffrey, and he is an MD out of Dallas, Texas, and he has a business called Comedicare. His focus is really on integrating the best of Western medicine with the best of natural science and really educating people so that they can have a great future. Because a lot of times we didn't get the kind of education on taking care of ourselves very well. And he's just been of great service to so many in our community. And right before this call, I think he still has this other call called Ask Dr. Jeff, and people get to ask questions. And it's a wonderful opportunity. So Dr. Jeff, are you with us? There he is. Hey.
How are you?
I'm getting better.
That's so good to hear. I'm glad.
Yeah, it's been a journey. Yeah, so glad to have you, and so nice to be with you again. It's been a while, and we like to start off with our practitioners because a lot of people are new here. We have lots and lots of practitioners with LifeWave because it's a very special company. What is it about this technology or this company that made you say, I want to check this out. I want to use this. I want to share this.
This, there were a couple of different things, but I think the biggest one was just understanding the amount of research that has gone into the production of the product and the quality of the product. And so the individual who introduced this to me, we went out to lunch and she dropped this 15th anniversary booklet in my lap and she said, take a look at this and tell me what you think. And I just started thumbing through and I was reading, just kind of getting my head wrapped around what X39 was. And it was just amazing. I thought to myself, wow, if this is all that they say that it is, this is going to be a game changer. And so I just started doing my due diligence. I did my homework. I wanted to make sure that I could speak intelligently and articulate myself effectively about the product. And once I started doing my research and looking at all the countless articles that had already been published about LifeWave technology and more specifically X39, I was sold. I mean, I had already ordered by that point, so I was just waiting for my patches to arrive.
All right.
And once I, peel and stick, right? I put it on and I just began to have almost an immediate experience. I felt energetic. I felt like I had a little bit of euphoria going on. So it was really cool. I was excited about all the potential to come. So that's what really got me going.
Beautiful. It's interesting that you mentioned the 15th anniversary magazine because the company just last week launched the 20th anniversary magazine. This company has been around for 20 years and it's really extraordinary when you look at the history. And like you said, our founder is a scientist. He's a researcher. He's an inventor. And he just can't help himself. I think he might be up to 150 patents. He's in competition with his uncle, I think, but he's committed to age reversal. And everything that we have, he will not put anything out that does not have the background in the lab that has clinically proven the effectiveness of what it's designed for. And to know that everything does way more than we talk about even, doesn't it?
For sure, for sure. There's quite a few things that happen that maybe even David doesn't know, right? Because there's these independent experiences that happen with each individual. So that's really exciting as well, that everybody has their own unique experience with the technology. And that's another thing that I think is really cool also. And let me just drop this tidbit in there for those of you who may be here because of a business opportunity, as well as the powerful aspects of how this can help the community be in a better state of health, or you and your family be in a better state of health. I got excited because I'm like, wow, I've been a part of several network marketing companies and none of them made it to 15 years anything. So just the fact that they were already 15 years in the business was really exciting and really sort of a component of why I got interested as well.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because very few networking companies make it to 5 years, let alone 10, 15, and 20. And what's really fascinating, when Gregory was doing his presentation, the star of the show, X39, is the most comprehensive of all of our products, where we start everybody, almost everybody, not everybody, but mostly everybody. And it is the hero product. It is the majority of sales all over the world. And when that product came out 5 years ago, that's when I started. And I started without Gregory, and then he came on later. But when I started, they didn't know what was going to happen. And it was extraordinary what happened. And 5 years later, from that one product, the company has grown 20-fold in the last 5 years. So how many companies do you know that have grown that much when they're, I know. So we're in the right place at the right time, but more importantly, we get to help a lot of people all over the world get hope that the future of their health and well-being can be different. So when you're getting someone started with this technology, Dr. Jeff, what do you say to them so they can get the maximum benefit of utilizing this product?
Great question. Number one, I just tell them, hey, be consistent and make a commitment, right? I think because of the excellent results that people have with the technology, depending upon who you've talked to and who may have introduced you, you're expecting like this huge thing to happen right within, a miracle. And so for everybody, that's not the case. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks, sometimes it takes a couple of days, sometimes it takes a couple of months. It depends upon what your body has to go through in order for you to start to see results on the surface. So I immediately begin to tell them that this is a cellular change, right? So your cells are changing, your tissues change, your organs change, your organ systems change. And then you start to notice all of these things on the surface. You start to have a change in energy, mood, sleep, and all of the cool stuff, pain and inflammation reduction, and so many different things that the X39 has been proven to do for the body. So I just don't want people to get discouraged. The people who don't see a benefit are the ones who quit too early. So I just tell them to be very consistent, make a commitment, understand that everything's working under the surface, and then you'll have a big, aha moment, as I say. And then also you need to be hydrated. You need to make sure you've got your proper minerals. So we have a requirement for 92 vitamins, minerals, and nutrients every day. And there's 3 that are really important in regards to the production of ATP, or our energy molecule, and also for the different vehicles and engines inside the cell. That's magnesium, zinc, and copper. And so you have those on deck with really good water and you sleep. So that's what it takes for the body to heal itself, repair itself, and all of those good things. So I just really try to make those things part of the discussion up front. And then if there's some more specific things or personalized things, then we discuss that as time goes on.
Well, I love the way you said peel and stick. And as a doctor, you know that compliance is one of the more difficult things for people, is popping pills and being consistent, but peel and stick is really easy.
Really easy. Absolutely.
And so consistency, hydration, wearing the patches, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, give the body a little break from the signal. That's it. That's it. And how long, when you're getting someone started, Dr. Jeff, what kind of expectations do you give them as far as how long they should, give it a minimum of how many months, or, do you use the, month per decade? What do you say to them?
So I do use that. That's a great way to put it. I do say that because I think that's a great way for it to translate. Even if you don't have a scientific mind, even if you're not a doctor, right? You can appreciate that your body has certain wear and tear on it, and there's just certain things that are a part of the aging process. So if you are hoping to reverse the aging process or slow down the aging process, get into youthing, you have to wear these patches for a month for every decade that you've been on Earth. So that's pretty simple. So I usually tell them, 90 to 120 days, but even for me, the sweet spot was about 6 months. That's when I really started to notice, like, my rotator cuff got better. Certain things really started to make a big difference for me, that I noticed in my day-to-day experience. Not just having more energy, not just sleeping better, not just noticing that I had a better mood and sort of felt young and vivacious, but that there's some other things for my body that started to begin to repair that I noticed. So that to me is a really good marker. 6 to 8 months is what you should really focus on.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because if someone says to me, oh, I'll try it for a month, I said, don't bother. If people aren't willing to commit to a minimum of 90 days, because it's always working. We know that when it's, 3 inches from the body, it's systemically activated and it's going where it's most needed. So it may be, we have a wonderful story with one of our teammates. She had, again, a shoulder issue. And she said these patches work for everyone else but me. And then later on during her journey, she found out that she had a serious disease. And later on, that disease got handled, and then her shoulder got handled. So, they have this wisdom, don't they, those stem cells, to go where it's most important that we might not even know about. Yeah.
So I'll tell you a story. I don't think I've told you this particular story.
I love your stories.
So I met this gentleman. He's a mentor of mine. We've adopted each other. That's what we say. He's my uncle and I'm his nephew. And he started to have some challenges with his eyes. He was starting to have some different degenerative stuff happen with his eyes. And so this was right around the time when I found out about the patches. And so I'm like, Unc, I think we figured it out. I'm going to send you these patches. We're going to do. He also is a big network marketer. So it was like, we were really excited about it, right? And so I'm coming up with all these strategies and different things that we can do for his eyes. He was like, Jeff, I'm not really noticing any change with my vision and so on and so forth. But guess what? His blood pressure improved. His swelling in his legs went down. He started walking around more and having more energy. He was sleeping better. He got off several medications. And I'm like, okay, maybe the eyes didn't come back the way we wanted them to, but your whole cardiovascular system was revamped. Your metabolism was better. You lost weight. This water retention thing with your kidneys and everything went away. So it's like the body prioritizes things. Who cares about your eyes if you are on death's doorstep with circulatory problems? So, those are things that, that cellular intelligence, as you mentioned, is a really, really powerful thing. And we should listen to it. Don't get discouraged if the thing that you want to have happen is not at the top of the priority list. There's other things that are going to improve. And then, God willing, there'll be some other things that improve. Maybe those are the things that you want to have happen.
And then you get surprises too. Like
Sure.
we suggest people take a photograph of your face in very good lighting and any scars that you may have. And watch what happens over time. I mean, this was a surprise for me. This was stuck like this for 20 years from an accident. And then all of a sudden I can do that. It's like, fun things. So Dr. Jeff, would you talk about the value and importance of getting some baselines, whether it's a blood panel, health tracker, when you're getting someone started?
Oh, yeah. So for those people who have, more significant problems, those patients who I see because I'm trying to help them with their health. I mean, usually we get a baseline just because I want them to know how the experience is actually helping them. But that's a huge, think about it. I just talked about this on my program about the power of the subconscious mind, and that there's 2 groups that I notice in LifeWave. There's those who come in, they dive in feet first. They're so positive and optimistic. They think, wow, this is God sent. I'm so excited. These patches are going to revolutionize my health. And then there's this other group. They're like, I don't really know how is this patch going to help me. I don't really understand it. this is snake oil, blah, 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 blah. Those who are positive and optimistic guys, in my experience, they do better. They get better faster. They have bigger, better results. Those who are in a negative mindset and don't want to really appreciate the possibility of what these technologies can do, they don't do as well. They don't recover as fast. So I think it's more so about how the subconscious is programmed and the thoughts and emotions that you have around the technology. So to see some improvement or to see some evidence that you're getting better, even though you may not be feeling or seeing the significant difference, is huge.
You know, we've not talked about that, but I'm so glad you brought that up because this is frequency medicine. And our thoughts are frequency, and we have the power. You know, I believe that the most powerful healing tool we have is between our ears. And if
Indeed.
we get everything lined up, we can get the best possible results. Yes.
Indeed.
So you mentioned that you have a call, and I know someone in the chat asked if you could put that in the chat, how they can get on Ask Dr. Jeff and also how to reach you for telemed consults. That would be great because I know many, many people have reached out to you and gotten tremendous support by visiting with you personally. Because, you know, I'm not a doctor. You know, I give people basic information, and when they have, you know, if people have a serious challenge, you want to reach out to an expert, and you also want to partner with your practitioner and let them know what you're doing. You know, I don't suggest asking permission because they probably don't know what it is, but let them know and request a baseline blood panel and the health and do the health tracker on your own, because we have a wonderful tool where people can just, you know, notice what's going on and pay attention to things that you might not realize would happen over time. Yeah.
So true. So true. And again, it's just great evidence, right? You know, a lot of our experience with the patches is subjective, right? It's how
Yes.
you feel. It's how, you know, so we talk all the time, give yourself a rating, you know, so kind of track your own progress. Today, I feel like a 7. Today, I feel like a 9. Today, I feel like a 5. And sort of gauge it that way based upon your own feeling and experience. But it's so powerful to have an objective marker to go along with that, like labs or x-rays or pictures or whatever the case may be. So that's, sorry guys, it's Tuesday nights. So
Yeah.
just right before this doctor call.
Great. Yeah, I look forward to sharing a good story. You know, I had a little boo-boo, and I hope to get a good story out of it. We'll see in time. The next x-ray should show. Yeah. So any other final comments before we have a few people share their stories?
Guys, we're just living in the biotechnology era, right? I want you to really wrap your head around the fact that we're living in the future right now. And you have an amazing opportunity to put your body in the best state of healing that on the market right now, right? I mean, outside of all of these inventions in robotics and things like that that are in the hospital that are sort of guarded by traditional medicine and the AMA, to think that you have this amazing technology, this frequency medicine that we know is really powerful to do amazing things for the body, take full advantage of it. And also, if this is a business for you, think about the amount of people and the ripple effect that you have when you are really sharing this and going out and promoting the power and the results that X39 and all the other patches are capable of providing for people. I have just seen, I mean, it warms my heart to think about how many people have told me, wow, this has changed my life. This is a game changer for my loved one, for my coworkers, for my family, friends, etc. So I'm just such a huge advocate for this technology because of what I have seen it do.
And we're so lucky to have you. We give people hope.
Indeed.
And it doesn't matter how old you are. And that's so beautiful, isn't it? It can
It
work
surely
for
is.
any age, any age. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Jeff. And please make sure you put your contact information in the chat so people can reach out to you directly and set up a consult with you. So
Okay.
now we do have some people that have raised their hands. We have time for a few stories this evening. And I think, Cheryl, you were first. Gregory, could you make her a panelist?
Yes, I just did that. So
Okay.
she's rejoining as a panelist.
Okay. Well, hello there, Cheryl.
Hi.
Hi.
The story I have tonight, I hope you can see me okay.
We can. Thank you.
Sunday evening, we had some friends and a patch party for a gentleman who is in his 80s and suffered many, many years with lower back pain and pain down his leg. And he's on some opiates and, you know, he's feeling terrible. So we patched him with the Ice Wave, the pain patch, and Eon. And within minutes, he could stand. Within 5 or 10 minutes, he was now walking around the room, and he was at a point where he couldn't stand without help and bracing himself. And it just went on and on and on. And today I talked to him and Dr. Tom, and he was raising his hands and praising. He's a new man already. And he is absolutely pain-free. He starts his X39 patch tomorrow. And it is such a blessing to see someone come out of pain and be able to be on the restoration recovery road. It's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. And it's so wonderful to witness when that happens.
Oh,
It's
yes.
such a gift to us, isn't it? And I want to
Yes.
mention what Cheryl did. You know, the Ice Wave in clinical studies has been proven to give instant or rapid relief to 94% of people. And people can't believe it. But what Cheryl did is, you know, the X39 is more like what we call the long game. It's going to do the regeneration of the damaged cells that are causing the problem. And we can give some instant or rapid support with Ice Wave or Eon, or, you know, a few of the other patches too. So it's so wonderful that that combination is really important. And thank you so much, Cheryl. Okay, well, I know this next woman has a gazillion stories. I can't wait to hear which one she's going to share tonight. So Allie, you're on.
Sorry, didn't realize I was on
There
video.
you are.
I don't know what happened. I was living in Idaho, and then when I came back east, suddenly I'd waken in the middle of the night and my feet would be like this, like rocks going from my feet up to my thighs. It was incredible pain. And the only tool that I had at the time was CBD, and that took 5 minutes to work and only lasted 2 hours. And the problem with taking that long to work is the muscles are so hard for so long. It took 2 to 3 days for them to calm down and stop hurting. Well, as soon as I got Ice Wave, I sleep with Ice Wave and Eon by my head in case I need to grab one of them. I can grab an Ice Wave, and I'm glad I didn't know that statistic about 94%. Yes, instantly pain was gone. And I don't think it's that uncommon a thing, so I hope other people are going to benefit from that.
Beautiful. And I love that you have it by your bed. You know, I keep, you know, I wear a few patches at night, and when I chomped on my inside of my mouth, I don't know, during my sleep, I just took the patch from here and put it here, handled, and or I put it on a cramp on my leg. You know, isn't that fun? Well, I know you have a whole book of stories. It would just, and I love that you share so much, Ellie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, next in line for this evening is Lavelle. Come on in. Gregory, you putting Lavelle on? Okay. Oh, we got Ellie.
And before Lavelle starts, if we have anybody else, we could take a few more hands raised for some questions.
We have a few, honey.
Okay.
We have a few. We've got 3 more, and which should be enough for our timing. So,
okay, great.
Lavelle, we love hearing your shares too.
Thank you. I have my beautiful bride sitting next to me. She's over here. But guys, hey, Dr. Jeff, how you doing, my friend? Very, very excited. I shared this story before about Vilma Posadas. where she was born with a defect in the structure of our heart. And we contacted David, and he said, use the X39 and then the energy patches. And in 2 years, her doctor couldn't believe it. It was gone. But recently, one of our other directors, Sally Patton, she's a former teacher. She's retired now. She had that dizziness, loss of balance, because we don't talk about diseases, and loss of her equilibrium. So I said, call Vilma, because Vilma's always online, just looking at all the different doctors and protocols, Dr. Karen, Dr. Jeff, everybody, David. And he said, well, use the X39 and the energy. And in 3 days, all her dizziness, equilibrium came back. And she's just like, well, and that's that word that begins with a V. It's gone. And she is so excited. And her name is Sally Patton out of Decatur, Alabama. And she's on this, but she said, no, Lavelle, you share. I don't want to share. So thanks for letting us share.
For sharing for her. That's beautiful.
Amen. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Lavelle. And next we have Kame.
And she's joining us as a panelist in a moment.
And Kame has, oh my gosh, life-changing. She's got
it's a lot of everything.
Yes. Hi there.
Hey, how are you tonight?
Nice to see you.
See you too. I think I'm going to tell my original story because I've never shared it on this meeting before.
I think that would be wonderful.
Okay. Well, I took a while to actually try the patches because my doctor didn't tell me about it, and I was not open to anything that my doctor didn't tell me. So I actually finally watched some videos, and my friend Rosemary had told me about this, and I tried the X39 patch. It took my pain from a 7 to a 1 the first day, but you have to understand, I had 55 years of chronic pain from moderate to severe, and it ranged all over body pain, joint pain. I have, my back is like this. And my doctors wanted to fuse my back from my tailbone up to my neck and fuse my SI joints in place, and also replace all the discs in my lower back to control my pain. And it was by the grace of God, I didn't have that done. So because of the patches taking my pain away, I was just blown away. And I was able to get off of 8 pain medications, including oxycodone and Lyrica and Celebrex and Cymbalta. And, I used to bathe in Voltaren gel. I've gone down from 16 medications to 3 total for my diabetes and cholesterol. Tremors, I had essential tremors that went away. I had bone density issues. My bone density has gone up. And I don't have any pain in my hands anymore, or, the kind of pain you get in your knees and your hips. And it's just a miracle for me. It's changed my life.
Beautiful, beautiful. You definitely got hope, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
I
Do
did.
you want to say something, Dr. Jeff?
I do, because I've had the pleasure of seeing and spending time with Kame in person. Gosh, she's not blowing smoke. Even from the time that I met her to the subsequent times that we spent time with each other, I saw improvements. I mean, she's really a testament. You're the poster child, Kame. So I'm so glad that you're doing better. And, guys, this is really a testament to what the patches can do.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Your story is amazing, Kame.
Thank you.
And yes, beautiful. Okay, Vanjali, you're next. She's coming on somewhere. She coming to Gregory?
Yes.
There I
we
am.
Hello there, my dear. Hi.
Hi, I'm excited to see Dr. Jeff. I'm Vangelie. I was one of your first persons on your program, and
I remember.
I had so many questions and you answered them, and I followed through on your protocols. And I feel I'm not on any meds. I haven't been on any for a long time. I'm 74 and counting, and I feel like the Energizer Bunny because I just keep going. And I'm saying if I can't be on your program, so I have to watch all your YouTube ones and catch up on everything. But if people haven't watched your programs, they're missing out on a lot.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Evangeline.
Thank you. Hey, Dr. Jeff is out there serving so many people, answering questions and in support of everybody's well-being. We're so grateful for his generosity. Okay, Kate Murs, and then we'll finish up with Christine. Kate, you're next. It's taking a little while to become a panelist and then bring them on.
Oh, I
There
got
you
it.
are. Hi, hon. Hi.
First time from the car at night.
Okay, well, we can
Oh.
see you. It's wonderful, Kate. Great.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to share my story. About 4 years before I heard about the patches, I started having 2 different heart chamber electrical issues where it would make my heart beat really crazy, and it would cause me to almost pass out all the time, all over the place, to be driving or not. It was very scary, and it was actually terrifying. And I was talked into doing ablation therapies by the doctors, and that failed. And that was another deflating experience. And then I was introduced to the patches. I used X39 for about 6 months. Then I added X49. And about 3 months after I added X49, had the appointment with the cardiac physiologist, electrophysiologist. He asked me all these questions. I said, no, I haven't done that. It's been months. I don't know when. And he said, I'm going to check in with that loop recorder that's implanted in your chest. He gathered the data. He looked up at me and he said, we have clinical evidence that what you did worked after what we did failed. Please keep doing what you're doing. So please, folks, know there is hope for everything.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. And there again, you had the clinical proof. And that was a pretty amazing doctor that said what we did didn't work and what you did did. That's pretty impressive. Thank you for
happen very often.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't. They don't like to be wrong, you know. Wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to finish up with Christine. So yes, Christine, are you coming? There she is. Hi. You're on mute, hon. You want to turn your unmute your mic.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So I was got up the other day. I was dragging myself out of bed. I was so tired. I was like, I don't know what I did, but I was like such a wreck. And I couldn't, I was just not, I was trying to get out of the house by 12 o'clock. I got out by 12:15 because I had a studio appointment to record my song. Anyway, so because it was such an exciting thing, it didn't even occur to me that I might have like a cold or something. So later that day, I went to, I think it was the next day, I went to the acupuncturist and she says, oh, you have a cold with no symptoms. But actually I did have symptoms because I had fatigue and I couldn't get, and I've been doing X39 and X49 for a while now, a year. And I thought, well, maybe I don't have symptoms because maybe I'm a lot stronger than I used to be, but I don't know. So anyway, my Sarah, who who's in our group, recommended that, and because I noticed that I had some tightness behind my eyes, so there was something going on with the sinus. And she reminded me of the magic triangle thing. So I put the X39 and Eon and glutathione, and by goodness, that it started to open up, and I could feel something happening in my eye, and then opening up and feeling better. And I didn't think that I wasn't breathing, but it seemed like I could breathe better too. So whatever was happening in the sinuses in the eyes, because this is where everything was. But when you're sick or you don't feel well, the brain is the first thing that goes down. I don't know, it does for me. So anyway, I thank Sarah for recommending, and you can do this and remember to do this. And I did it. And so I give her all the credit for helping me out. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And Dr. Jeff, would you finish up and talk a little bit about the triangular patching techniques? Are there specific patches? Does it matter? Location, just briefly, because we can go on and on and on. But I think this is a wonderful contribution for people that a lot of people don't know about.
So true, so true. So there's this phenomenon in the traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture world where you stimulate things in a triangle. And so I have had tons of success helping people with pain and inflammation and discomfort in certain areas of the body by orienting the patches in a triangle. My favorite one is Ice Wave, which is a duality. So you got a tan patch that goes on the left side and a white patch that goes on the right side, and then glutathione and Eon. That works wonders for knees, back, hips, shoulders, abdominal discomfort, and so on and so forth. But Christine mentioned one that's really awesome too, where you don't use Ice Wave, you use glutathione, Eon, and X39. That one has been very valuable also. So I remember what really got me going, and I think it was either Dr. Nicholas or Dr. Quila. I heard this years ago about the triangular orientation, but if you have any sinus condition or postnasal stuff or just issues with the eyes or the face or anything, applying them right here in that triangular position, it's like a miracle.
Magic.
I mean, it's like you can all of a sudden breathe again. So the times that I do have a little congestion or what have you, that's a miracle worker. And in the knee, I found that that's really powerful as well. Anybody who has trauma to the knee or just generation of the shock absorber or meniscus of the knee, that triangle in the knee is really powerful also.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, because a lot of people haven't played with that one. And I remember early on, Dr. Nicholas said, experiment, trust your instincts, try different things. You can't hurt yourself. Nothing is going in the body. So thank you, Dr. Jeff, for being with us this evening. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time out to be on this call. And for those of you that are just checking us out, we invite you to get started. I mean, you've heard some stories, you've heard this brilliant technology. The patches do come with a guarantee. If you're just getting them for yourself, we have a wonderful customer. We have several different kinds of customer programs to fit your needs. And then if you're the kind of person that likes to share, we have a wonderful compensation program as a brand partner. So the key is to get started. It doesn't matter which program, but get started. And then be open to the miracles that are in front of you. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Gregory, once again for your wonderful presentation. Appreciate everyone being with us tonight. Good night. And thanks for all the stories. You guys were great.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Good
night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.